What? Are you waiting for some more? This is the happiest day of his every month when my supply of carnivore crisps come in. Can you wait, Sam?
I think
1 second. Just sit still. Hold on. He's a good boy. Can you hold on? Hold on. Hold on. Good girl. Good boy, Fizz. Dude, these dogs are insane for these things. No, he's...
You're gonna crush him! No!
It's leg of lamb.
I love leg of lamb!
Don't scarf them down.
I'm gonna do it.
Also, record yourself eating them.
Look, I'll open some if you guys will calm down. This is just a plain grass-fed beef.
Oh, yo, can I have one? I just want
Right.
one.
It's good.
Thank you.
Oh. Tell you what, Levi, you can take that one. You like that one?
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?
See, today is Sunday, December 19th. Today, I am going to try a piece of chuck steak along with a piece of New York strip steak. And I'm gonna pull it as close as I can to 2 pounds of meat out of here because that seems to be working really well for me. And we're gonna see how that does today. I haven't cooked chuck steak in the air fryer. I've heard that it comes out good, so this will be the first time giving that a try. All right, 7 minutes in on that New York strip steak and that piece of chuck steak. Chuck steak is a little thinner, so I don't think I wanna go a full 7 minutes on the other side. I'm gonna go 5 minutes and see how it does at the same 400 degrees. And then I may have to add a few minutes for the New York strip steak, but it could be ready. It's very unusual that it would be ready after 2 rounds of 7 minutes, but I've never cooked it with a thin piece of chuck steak before, so all I know is when you put different amounts of meat in, it does adjust the time. All right, so I'm trying out chuck steak for the first time. I've tried chuck roast, but I don't think I've had chuck steak before, unless I'm just remembering incorrectly. I could have got some chuck steak with the cow that I ordered the first time, but I just remember a lot of chuck roast. Meanwhile, this is how it came out with 5 minutes on one side, 7 minutes on the other, preheated to 400 degrees and cooked at 400 degrees. Let's see how we did. This is a delicious piece of meat. Tender. Wow, chuck steak's really a good way to go in the air fryer if you need something that's a inexpensive meat that's not too tough, nice and fatty. This is gonna work out great. I would certainly recommend getting chuck steak if you need to offset some of your cost a little bit and cooking it in the air fryer like I did. If it's as thin as this one is. I mean, this is about half as thick as I usually like to cut my meat. You can kind of get an idea for it there. It's about a ½ inch. Delicious though. I'm thoroughly impressed. So I don't know where I'm gonna put this cow next week because I got all these ribeyes on sale at Publix for $6.99 a pound, 1 inch cut thick. They're like 20 ounces per steak on these ribeyes. But I gotta pick up that whole cow literally in about a week or two. And this is all the freezer I got.
What are you guys gonna do? That's not gonna fit.
We may need another freezer. All right, here we go. I got a chuck steak and another rib steak, another strip steak, chuck steak and a strip steak for my OMAD.
Katie comes out with a meat cleaver.
Oh, what's out here?
You kidding me? He doesn't even have a decent steak knife. Katie.
This is a decent steak knife. Cuts right through it. We've attracted an extra party here.
We got the caravan.
She decided to join us today. She's just been hanging out with us. Sam's here. You know, it's so nice to see the whole family taking part in this daily exercise routine. One of the things that I've noticed is your health equals liberty in a lot of ways. Because if you have your health, you're free to do things that you didn't think you could do. And it's awesome to see my whole family joining in with me on this. And I know that you can get your family involved, but you've got to start on your own. You can go back to the beginning of my path to this, and you can see that I was going on my own for the most part, and it was difficult because it's hard to eat right when you got everybody eating all the wrong things around you, and it's hard to exercise when you have people who aren't exercising with you. But if you can push through that and you can inspire them to do better for themselves, then you and your family can reap the benefits of a new lifestyle, of a new way of eating that is so much better for you. I am going to be sticking with another New York strip steak and another piece of chuck steak. And I got a little tiny piece of chuck steak left over from some meat that I made for the boys and Katie last night, so that I can have right at 2 pounds of meat. Yesterday was hard to get through without eating that full 2 pounds, but I didn't want to break my my 1 meal a day fast, so I was able to push through by drinking a lot of water and having some coffee this morning with butter. So we've been preheating this now for about 2 minutes at 400 degrees. I'm gonna go ahead and throw some meat in and get ready to eat. I'm hungry. It's 11 a.m. now, or 10:30 a.m. It's gonna be 11 by the time I eat. But I waited, I just had too little yesterday. I can't wait any longer. I can't get all the way till past noon. And I got a lot of work to do today, so I wanna go ahead and get something to eat so I won't be thinking about that any longer. Well, here it is, 11:15 in the morning on December the 22nd. And today I am going to have ribeye that I got from Publix the other day. And I'm gonna have the rest of this New York strip steak. So we'll see how that comes out. This is an awfully thick cut piece of meat. I need to go ahead and get it salted and ready. Y'all wanna know why I'm doing this? Why am I doing this? Why do I bother showing you all this stuff all the time? Trying to show you about eating meat. Because as I go around, I realize when I look around at the American people today, there is something that has gone awry in our nutritional understanding. I am on a mission to expose people to the idea that eating meat all the time can actually change everything for you for the better. Because I realize when I tell people what I'm doing, they are still extremely surprised that I'm able to eat this way and not die, let alone that I'm able to eat this way and get healthier. This has changed my life. And if it could change my life, it can probably change your life if you're facing some of the same difficulties I was facing, which is the inability to eat certain foods without having a very bad gut, the inability to eat certain foods without gaining tremendous amounts of weight, and then feeling just like you always have to be supplementing with comfort food because you feel miserable about who you are all the time. There is a way out, and it very well could be lion diet for you. I'm down to eating 1 meal a day because it helps me to have that short fast, intermittent fast period where I can really get my body into autophagy and start replenishing those cells, but also burning off some of that extra fat that I don't need. It's just exciting times, and I want to share it with you so that you can learn how to do this for yourself. I'm not a nutritionist or a doctor, but I can tell you this, we all got to eat every day, and I'm finding that for the past 11 plus months, eating only ruminant meat has changed my life for the better. I do know that some people say they react well with meat, and some people say they don't. That some people do well eating only vegetarian diets, and some people do well only eating meat, some people do well eating a mixture. What I'm learning is that what I thought I liked has been skewed by what I was told was healthy. I used to hate salt because I was told repeatedly that salt is your enemy, that salt is going to give you high blood pressure. It was all a lie, because right now I eat salt constantly, but yet my health is the best it's ever been by far. At age 49, I'm in the best health I've been in my entire life. If that's what's happening with me, then maybe that's what could happen with you. If you're not getting any success from other areas or other ways of eating, this might be the one that's worth giving a try. If you haven't started on your path to being the best you can be, what are you waiting for? I mean, aren't you tired of beating yourself up over this? Over realizing there's things you could change, but you're choosing not to? I mean, I know there's a bunch of things about you that you'd like to change, but you know you're just not ready to change. Let's not worry about those. What about that one thing? Just taking care of your body, getting your body back in shape, getting your body ready to do whatever it is that life's gonna throw at you next. How could that not be something you wanna do right now? Start taking it seriously. What are you putting in your body? What does your body respond to? I couldn't believe it when I realized that my body responded to meat. I've been told my entire life that red meat's bad for you and fat is the enemy. And here I am eating nothing but red meat and fat, and I'm the healthiest I've ever been in my life. Just makes you think that if you've been lied to about something as simple as what your body would look like and how you respond nutritionally to things, what else are you letting infiltrate your thinking that's not true? Let's start with something simple. Let's get our nutrition straight. That way we can get our body and our mind straight, and then maybe we can proceed to the next challenge, much clearer and much more ready. And I could not believe it when I found this track jacket that is a size medium that fits me with room. I don't ever remember buying anything medium and it fitting. And the pants and the waist, they're perfect. They're 32, 34. They got a little bit of room, but looks like I'm wearing leotards almost, like it fits my leg perfectly, as if my calves weren't made to fit in medium pants. But the rest of me up here where you do the measuring for these kind of pants, they fit. Well, I guess I'm ready to go walking again and not be freezing to death like I was this morning. Just exciting. I'm wearing medium pants and shirt. It's just too amazing to even conceive of what my body has gone through this past year. And I didn't know it was this easy. I didn't know it was right there waiting for me just to take it. I mean, if you're used to looking like I did, if you're used to looking like this, or like this, or like this, and you're thinking to yourself, it's not bad, I still look okay. No, you need to look at this, because I was fooled my whole life. I was health conscious my whole life. I was focused on being healthy when I was a teenager. But I gave up on it because it was a struggle. It was a bridge too far. But with this diet, it's like nothing else. I love life. I love my food. I love my family. I love to be with people, and I love to do things. I get a little excited. I hope you understand. But this is a big deal. It is truly amazing. And I want you to experience it too. Screw it. Get up and do it. OMAD has been really good to me. I've really seen a lot of benefit from this, as I mentioned in previous videos. And today I am having 2 ribeyes, just like the one I had yesterday with that New York strip steak. But I gave one of the ribeyes to my wife. Actually, I ate about a quarter of her ribeye too, and my ribeye, and my New York strip steak. So I'm sure that every bit of these 2 ribeyes will be necessary. Man, I woke up so cold this morning. I went to bed with no heater on, so when I woke up this morning, I was freezing. I was like, why is it so cold? I don't know how cold it was, but it must be in the 30s because it is freaking cold. This up and down with the weather has got to play chaos with our ability to fight off viruses and colds and things like that. But the amazing thing I'm finding is that usually this time of year is when I have the hardest time not getting sick this past few months. And normally I get sick this time of year every year. Thank God that I haven't been, but I'm noticing that I have been healthier since I've been eating this way. This is the first year I've been eating this way. So to go through the fall like this and to be feeling as good as I have been is truly remarkable. And I owe it all to Lion Diet, and 1 meal a day is just making everything even better. I thought it was just me that was noticing that when I go to the store or I go out in public anywhere, people are a lot heavier than they used to be. Like the large percentage, if there's a group of people, if there's 10 people, 7 of them are going to be overweight. And that's, when you watch old TV shows, it doesn't look like that. And then I started to find out that the numbers have really been increasing in the past 10 years, especially. Like there's been a spike upwards. And then with COVID, it was even worse because we were all staying out of the gym. Those of us who already were doing things that were good for our health. So this is your opportunity. You can change your whole life by changing the way you eat. And you'd be surprised how easy it is to have a whole different aspect, a whole different viewpoint on your life. And it's you. It's just underneath waiting to come out. And Lion Diet for me has been it. And I'm healthier for the choices I made, and I want us all to be healthier by making better choices. Cutting out seed oils is certainly a huge good choice for you. Cutting out sugar is obviously a very good choice. Cutting out flour, obviously a very good choice. Cutting out ingredients that you can't pronounce, obviously a very good choice. Start with any or all of these if you want to be healthier. And you too can have the life that you've been missing. Oh, and by the way, for those of you who have been driving me crazy to get a sear on these steaks, I finally ordered a torch. Now that I realize there's a proper way to use a torch where you don't get the flavor of the fuel all over your food. Sear or not, these are delicious. I can see where having a little bit of crunchiness here would be good, but they're just so good. It's like eating candy anyway. It really doesn't matter. We'll see. I'm at the full mark, so this should put me over the top and I'll be good for the rest of the day. All right, so I got this question. How quickly or slowly do you eat your one meal a day? And I hadn't thought about it, but I skip that a lot of times when I'm doing my videos. I'm not showing you how I'm eating the food. And I think if you eat it too slowly, technically, it'll become 2 meals a day. So, I mean, you want to eat it fairly quickly, right? So my answer was before it cools down. That's the in a nutshell answer. But then I explained, I try to wait 10 minutes after my timer in the air fryer, but I don't always wait. Sometimes not at all. I have not yet experimented with searing very much, but I just ordered a torch, so I'm looking forward to trying that. Either way, for now, once I take it out of the air fryer, I start eating it right away and don't stop until I'm done. And that's pretty much how it goes. I mean, I don't always wait because I'm hungry. I'm ready to eat. When I'm hungry, I don't always see the utility in having it taste a little better. It's like taking something that tastes, on a scale of 1 to 10, it's a 9.9 already. To make it a 9.95 or something like that is just like, come on. I mean, do I need to really do that? But sometimes if I'm not that hungry and I am preparing ahead of time, I like to do that. So, I mean, why not? Why not make it the best it can be? It's the only time you get to eat it. Make it the best you can be. But, you know, it comes down to maintaining this diet. And if you're going to maintain it, sometimes you just got to do what you got to do, man, because everything takes time. One thing about a diet like this is I didn't spend a lot of time before thinking about how long it took to make things, because most everything I got was already made and I just had to warm it up. And that's if your lifestyle is like that, if you're buying food that somebody else made, or you're warming up food that somebody else prepared ahead of time and put in the freezer, if you're doing that even half the time, you're killing yourself with that stuff. What's going to keep you healthy long term is the question. And when I look at what I'm doing, which is all meat, and it does seem a little bit one-sided, even to me, is that look at how the change is manifesting. Though I'm much leaner and more athletic looking than I ever have been in my life, and it's a stunning change. You know, some people say that, well, my lifestyle isn't as healthy because my LDL is going to be a little bit higher, but yet they haven't looked at any of the research on how cholesterol has been misunderstood in a lot of ways for a long time, and that now they can look at cholesterol a lot more than just a good and a bad version. They've got multiple levels of it. They also don't see it as much as the arsonist, but they see it as the fireman who was there, but the fire just overwhelmed the fireman. You know, for a while there, they saw cholesterol as the arsonist, the one that caused the fire, the one that caused the heart issue that was present at the scene where cholesterol was found. But now they're starting to realize that cholesterol plays a role in reversing heart disease, and it's just there, and it's overwhelmed by what's there, by what's going on within the cells that are dealing with these vegetable oils and these ridiculous amounts of sugar, and your body's hyperinsulinism, and all these different things that are going on because of this garbage we're putting in our bodies. So when we stop putting that garbage in our bodies, those sugars and those super refined sugars and those high fructose corn syrups and all of those different ingredients that you can't pronounce, then you're gonna get healthier.
If we pay extra, could we maybe get some grease or fat?